I gotta figure some things out.
Man,
Yeah.
home, OH.
IO, goddamn it.
I know it. I got family out there.
Yep.
Oh man, I like Ohio. Like, I think it's because, and I'm not taking a dump on where you're from,
Sure.
but like, I feel like I like it because my times there are very short.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it. I mean, I take a shit on where I'm from. I like. Let me be clear with y'all. I'm from Columbus. I cannot speak for the rest of Ohio. So when you meet someone who's from Cleveland, they are from Cleveland. They ain't trying to speak for the rest of Ohio. You meet someone from Cincinnati, they are from Cincinnati or Kentucky because it's right there. You know,
true.
it's the same thing with Philadelphia. You don't really hear Philadelphians be talking about I'm a Pennsylvanian. No, they say I am a Philadelphian. When my mom asked me, how's Pennsylvania? I'm like, I wouldn't know. I live in Philadelphia. It's a totally different place. So I live in Columbus. And that's where Columbus is cool. Columbus is a cool city. There's a lot more to do now. There are more comedy clubs there now. Shout outs to the Attic in Columbus, Ohio. But yeah, it's like, I mean, if you're just gonna be kicking at the crib, you got about a 9-10 day window before you feel like you gotta get up out of there. And especially if like you ain't doing no long distance thing there, and there's no one that you rubbing fronts with. About 7 days, 7 to 9 days, you start thinking, I need to get back to work. I need to go.
You can get caught up though out there, like, because especially if you're a gentleman who prefers a certain fights in a certain weight class, so to speak. You can have a good time.
Oof, don't I know it?
You can have a good time.
You can have a good time. That's part of the problem because they want you they want to make sure you have a good time, such a good time that you got to stay. That's one thing I'll say, and I've noticed this now after COVID. A lot of y'all running around a little reckless, a little irresponsible, and your rubbing fronts behaviors in the Midwest. Woo! So many people, men and women, was never about that condom life. It did not. And I'll tell you, it just didn't factor in. So you can have you some fun in Ohio, but that girl gonna make sure this fun continues. Because now it's not just fun; it's a responsibility.
That's scary.
Yeah,
that's scary because I do like my freedom, and also in my day, I was a little loose.
Yeah.
With the hats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really my thing.
Yeah.
Like, shout out to whoever and whatever is looking out for me because, wow, how am I still here?
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, man. We was running crazy. The 2000s, the 2010s was, woof, man.
Black Planet days were trouble for me.
Louise, bruv.
The pre-cam days, like, if you just had to go off of a voice, maybe?
Yes.
Like, maybe. Like.
You had to try. Your ears were better. We had better natural instincts. Social media wasn't everywhere, so we were more instinctive creatures. Mm-hmm. There were more tells. Mm-hmm. We were low key detectives. Really.
Yeah. I found myself in many a precarious situations. Like the likes of which I shouldn't have come back from.
I mean, but that's the beauty of ingenuity at the time. Like, if you put yourself in that same situation now, it's probably over for you. But young man, probably you just like, hey man, I gotta survive. I gotta get through this. I'm young. I'm gonna live forever. Now you think about it as a grown man, be like, I should have been finished.
Oh my God!
I should have been finished.
Why am I in Irvington, New Jersey at 3 a.m. In a building? Like, you got to walk past a certain amount of men wearing all the same color to get to a place. To a lady who they're all familiar with for whatever reason. Maybe they're just friends. Maybe whatever.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Hey, listen.
I gotta walk past a group of bloods.
Talk about hey, the things we do for love. You know what I'm saying? Like the things, or especially when you just sit there and think this girl is the finest thing ever. I will risk it all. See, I didn't really have that in Columbus, Ohio. So you knew where the Bloods were, you knew where like the Crips were, and Columbus is such a spread out environment. It's not like Philadelphia or even like the Tri-State, where the Tri-State's kind of weirdly centralized, right? It's all roads kind of lead into cities or the biggest environment in wherever you are. In Columbus, all roads sort of lead out. So after a while, you're not really around the Bloods and the Crips unless you go to where they at. And that is a conscious decision. And you not taking your car over there, and the girl you kicking it with, she don't want to expose you to that because she wants you to like her. So she says, "Come stay where I'm gonna go where you at."
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so the girls will come up to where I was at. So your girl, she lives on the hilltop, historically a bad area in Columbus at that time. Maybe not so much anymore. But she'd be like, "No, I can come to you. I can come to you. Okay, I live on Bethel Road in Columbus, Ohio. Come through." Yeah, that's nice and safe for me. I also know where you at, and I'll do even the gentlemanly thing. Hey, you know what? I'll drive you home. I'm gonna leave.
Yeah, immediately.
Like immediately. I ain't getting out the car. I'm not gonna get out the car because first of all, I don't need them to see me.
No.
Because if you the homegirl, they men get a little sensitive. Young men get a little sensitive.
They do because that's
over that. That's the homie.
That's the homie.
That's the homie, yeah. and she probably dated one of them. He hasn't recovered psychologically from when they broke up. Like, you don't want that smoke.
Weird tribal energy. I don't need that.
I don't need that. I'm just here for the coming and going.
Hit the Critical J Theory, yo, just so look at the Critical J